we have some Choice PD. Learn what you need at your own pace. And today we're talking about leveling up strategies, how to level up your lessons, take them to the next level. Let's look at ghost groups. First up, so a ghost group is when you've got stations or studios going on in your classroom. There's the come to the teacher station. There's the independent workstation, digital content. We've got a collaboration station or a future ready station. And you realize there is no way they can do this independent work unless they've come to see me first. It's just not going to work in my classroom. Well, here's where a ghost group is going to work for you. All you do is add in one more studio, one more station. So that could be working on something they've done in the past, just going back and reworking that. It could be something on your Promethean board, a station that you want them to do that reinforces the learning or reinforces past learning. It could be an additional collaborative activity or game, but basically you're adding one more station, one more studio, but you're keeping your kids in the same number of groups. So if you're having 5 studios to have a ghost group, you're going to only have 4 groups of kids. That's the studio that's important, is adding that one studio. Here's why that's important. You're going to keep independent empty. That's where the ghost is. Nobody's starting there. So you give everyone a starting zone. Hey, group A, you're going to come with me for your mini lesson. Group B, you're at digital content. Group C, you're at the collaborative station. Group D, you're on the Promethean board working on those vocab words from our last unit. And no one, you can move at your own pace, everybody. You can finish your checklist, but you're not allowed to go to independent until you've seen me at small group. So then the students know, okay, we can move here amongst ourselves. These kids automatically, you're going to give them that independent work as they're leaving, and you're going to tell them, go ahead and go to independent because you're the only ones who can. And so then you're going to call one of these other groups over to you, and slowly that ghost group is going to move. There's going to be emptiness places, but it frees you up to make sure that students get the mini lesson before they come see you. So that's some power in ghost groups. That is a level up strategy to make sure your students are ready for independent. Next, we're going to talk about adding choice. A great way to add choice to a lesson is to just offer, hey, here's what I need to see. Here's the product I need to see. But you can do that 2 different ways. You could make a poster or record a video on Seesaw. You could show me, write a question. You can explain the question that you wrote for our math problem with our math content on a Google slide. You can write the question and then write a paragraph about it, or you could record a video. That's a great way to add choice. I want to pop out here because as a school at Rennell, a chat available in our Google Classroom for teachers to use. This one is a 3-day checklist, but if we keep going down, we're seeing that students are supposed to do some independent practice. They're supposed to get in their digital content, and they have to check off when they're done. They've got to go to their Future Ready Studio. They've got to get in their mini lessons. But then here with Future Ready Studio, once they've done, we could add in the activity. Maybe there's a Promethean board activity. Then maybe there's a collaborative game activity that the students do second. And then third, they've got to choose items on the Future Ready board that add up to 12 points, let's say. But nothing on this board is going to be worth 12. I'm going to make sure you've got to do more than one thing to equal 12. Maybe one thing is create a video, like it says. Another thing could be create a Google slide. Something else could be explain a question you know you got right in Seesaw. So those are fun things. Create a question. They can choose what they'd like to do. That choice brings in that really those elements of blended learning. The definition of blended learning says we're giving students some choice, but here it's not all chosen for them. We have to have structure for our students. If we just say choose whatever you want, they may choose to do nothing. So we're giving them some structure. Hey, you have to do this independent. You have to do this digital. You have to come see the teacher, but you can choose how you're going to show your learning in this way and make sure it adds up to a certain number of points. I really like that way. Add choice into your classroom. All right, what about data meetings? I would love to tell you a little bit more about having data meetings in your classrooms. Here's what I mean by having data meetings. One way to do it is to meet with every single student in your classroom individually. I'm going to go back one slide. So those data meetings are meeting with each child individually, and you've collected their work. So if they have data folders, maybe all week long while they're working on different studios in your room, they're putting that work in a folder, Maybe once a week, let's say it's a Friday, you decide, I'm not going to have small group. Instead, I'm going to meet with each individual student really fast for like 2 minutes just to say, let me look at your work. Here's where that accountability piece comes in. Instead of just getting that feedback on a piece of paper when you return it to them, eye to eye, you're saying, listen, Mark, I noticed this on your work and we've really got to work on XYZ. I pulled your freckle data too. I pulled your data off Prodigy and I noticed that you're always working on geometry. You're good at geometry. Next time you go into freckle, I need you to work on number sense, okay? So it's that eye-to-eye conversation. It doesn't take more than a couple of minutes. Here's a couple ways you can fit data meetings into your schedule. So one way is to have one mini lesson. This is day 1. This is day 2. First day, you're going to give that mini lesson on geometry, let's say, to students A and students B. All the other students are doing their regular studio rotations. Then, instead of pulling C and D for a mini lesson, you pull each student one at a time. Mark, Jesus, Maria, Lindsay, you're pulling them one at a time to have a really fast data meeting. Then on day 2, group C and D, they never got the mini lesson over here. So you give this same geometry mini lesson here to group C and D, and then you have a data meeting with group A and B. This might help you fit everybody in better. Another way to do it is just to have a catch-up day. Let's say your students have been working hard on checklists all week long. Friday, you say, it is catch-up day. I need you guys to catch up on all these different studios that you haven't finished, and then I'm gonna pull data meetings all day. But you gotta remember, if you're doing this, it's gotta be fast. So you're pulling a data meeting with Mark, we're talking about your freckle data, or I'm saying, hey, your handwriting is so nice and neat. I love that about you, but you've got to move faster. Whatever that little short 2-minute conversation needs to be. You might be thinking, I don't have time to not have a mini lesson one day, to kick a mini lesson out. But think about how much value you're gonna bring by having those private individual conversations with kids. Data meetings add so much value. You're keeping kids accountable. You're showing you care by meeting one-on-one with them. And you're really making a difference in that relationship and in their growth because you're giving them a high five, a kudos. This is what you're doing really well, but you're also telling them, hey, as your teacher, this is what I need you to work on to keep improving. And that's individual goals that you're giving each kid. And it can be really fast. You can fit it in. Try having data meetings. All right, last thing I want to share is some fun resources. This is a fun way that you can level up your teaching in your class. First one, it's called Neil.fun. You guys I'm going to type it in. It's Neil, like the guy's name. Fun. And when we go to Fun, he has a bunch of really cool resources that you could use on your Promethean board, on student Chromebooks to reinforce something you're teaching or for fun. So I'm going to show you some for teaching and some ones for fun. You're going to have to look at all of them. I can't possibly show you all. So here's one I want to show you, the Deep Sea. If we go to the Deep Sea and we start scrolling down, check it out. We're going to see some Atlantic salmon, a manatee, a striped bass at 12 meters deep. If I keep going, look, as I scroll, it's saying 48 meters deep. These are the things I might see. As I keep scrolling, things are getting bigger. I'm seeing more things. Whoa, the Twilight Zone. So it's telling me, and I can keep scrolling. Wait up, 3,200. And it's showing me a stoplight loose jaw. Whoa, I can keep scrolling down and seeing more amazing things. Oh, a harp sponge. And I really love how Neil has made them like true to size. So the clownfish was teeny tiny, but this shark takes cookie-shaped chunks out of its prey. Holy moly, I did not know that. And it lives super low, so hopefully it will never get me because I'm not going to that. The flabby whalefish. You can see much deeper. Oh, whoa. The Titanic wreckage. This is how deep it is. I've never been this deep before. So you can keep going and going and going and see all kinds of amazing fun on the deep sea. Another one is the size of space. So if you're working on space, we're going to actually swipe left. And I think I need to use my finger on the screen maybe. And I can swipe and see, here's the size of an astronaut. This is the Hubble Space Telescope. And you see, I can't hardly see the astronaut anymore because they're showing me to size how big things are. And I keep scrolling and seeing the dwarf planet. Make is a dwarf planet. Pluto is a dwarf planet. Now Europa is the moon of Jupiter. There's our Earth's moon. Even bigger is the moon of Jupiter. And we can keep going all the way to the galaxy. It is amazing. So please check that. the one I want to show you that I've had way too much fun with, Who Was Alive. You guys, if you click on Who Was Alive, you can type in a time period that you're studying and it tells you who else was alive during that time period. If students click on the person, it takes them to a Wikipedia entry. Draw Your Island. This one is amazing for indoor recess, or it could even be on someone's personal checklist for, hey, if you get everything done, you could earn Draw Your Island. But imagine doing the board and choosing students to do it. Okay, I am a terrible drawer. Draw yourself. Here I go. Here's me. Here's pearls. Okay, smiling. I'm going to skip draw your favorite person. Watch what's happening. There's me on my island. It says draw a campfire. I can change the colors here. I can say, okay, I need a couple of logs here for my campfire. Then I need, please don't make fun of my drawings. I feel making fun already happening. Here's a campfire. Watch. There's my campfire. I love this so much. Let's draw some smoke. This is my favorite part, but y'all watch what happens down here. There's my smoke. It's starting to animate. Then I can draw your pet or draw the sun. I should have made it yellow, but you're going to get my idea. Watch this. There's my sun. Draw a cloud. There's my clouds, and they're moving across the sky, and they're going to come back. Super fun, and so much easier to draw on the Promethean or Smartboard than it is on your screen with your mouse. So that's just one super for fun that you could use. I want to call your attention to on Neil.fun. Spend Bill Gates' money. If you are doing any kind of study with money, this lets you spend Bill Gates' money. And so it gives you an idea. Okay, Bill Gates is so rich. If I buy, here's how much I have left. If I buy a skateboard, still got a lot of money left. If I buy a Ferrari, maybe 8 Ferraris, still got a ton of money left. If I buy an MLB team, or maybe 3 MLB teams, maybe the whole league, I still have a ton of money left if I'm Bill Gates. So it just goes on, and it lets you see, even he could buy the Mona Lisa, and look how much money Bill Gates has left. So it's very cool to kind of play with and see what you can buy there. That's a fun one. There are so many fun ones on Neil.fun that you can use, yes, for fun, yes, as an incentive, but also there's some learning that you can get out of this. Okay, level up. We can also have a really awesome time with Flippity.net. If you've ever seen me before, you know I love Flippity.net, but there's a new flip that I kind of flip out about. So if I go to Flippity.net, there's a demo that you can play. There's instructions. So if you're like, I'm not sure what Meredith did, you can follow their instructions. They're super easy to follow. But here's what you do when you're ready to do it. You're ready to set it up for your class. Click on template, and it is going to say, would you like to make a copy? And we're going to say yes. And when we make that copy, here we go, make a copy. Yeah, I do. It is going to put this copy in our own personal drive. So this is going in my Google Drive. And I already have one open, so I'm going to actually flip over to it once I show you. But it defaults to, whoever makes Flippity, you're hilarious. It defaults to all of the cast members of The Office, and then it sorts them into red, orange. Oh, puts them into competent is going to be red. This would be the categories that you can make into colors. So here, I put in, oh, here it is. So I said, water freezes at 32 degrees. Fact. My birthday is October 29. Fact. The cafeteria should sell pizza. That's an opinion. So down here, I said fact should be red, opinion should be blue. Here's an important step. You have to go to File, Publish to the Web, and just scroll down and say, yes, I want to publish to the web. There's a button down here for that. My computer's going slow, but I've already published this to the web. Then on backgrounds, they have different backgrounds you can choose. Whichever one you want, you put in the top. So if I wanted a 2-column background, here's what that would look like. 2 columns, that's pretty obvious. I chose wood. I just copied it and moved it to the top. Now it says get the link here at the bottom tab. I'm gonna go to get the link here. I'm gonna click on it. Check out. Went from being the different Office cast members' names or characters' names to being what I typed in. So now I've got this wood grain background because I put it at the top. I clicked on the link and I have fact or opinion, and my students need to sort. Fact, Barack Obama was elected. Opinion, trains are better than airplanes for travel. Think of all the amazing things you could put in and create for your students to sort on a panel, on their Chromebook. I love this new app from Flippity.net. So hope you can in your classroom. So that was Level Up Strategies. with Choice PD. I hope you found ways that you can level up for